Okay, the bank said no. Now what? Walking self employed clients through exactly what happens next with zero shame and a clear path forward is what we do all the time. So, one of my clients told me, self employed client, told me that getting a mortgage as a self employed person felt like colonoscopy prep. And if you've ever done that, it's not super fun, right? And honestly, they're not wrong. The typical experience is to walk into your bank and ask if you can buy a house and be told no. No, because you haven't been in business long enough. No, because you don't pay yourself enough income. No, because your expenses are too high. Today's episode is for every self employed person who's ever heard one of those no's and thought that that was the end of the story, because it's not even close. Okay, so let's talk about why the bank says no and why that's not the whole picture. So here's the thing: banks are really good at lending to salaried employees. Their systems are qualifying guidelines and risk models, and they're all built around T4 income that shows up the same every single month. And when you're self employed, your income looks different. You might have a strong business, great cash flow, really great earning power. But if it doesn't fit neatly into their box, they can say no. And that no is not a judgment on your financial health. It's a judgment on whether or not you fit into their pretty little system. And those are two very different things. Because the myths we hear every single day are things like, I can't get a mortgage because I'm self employed. Not true. I can't only get a high interest mortgage, like a private mortgage, because I'm self employed. Also, not true. I have no options. Almost never true. Sometimes you're just asking the wrong people, right? My accountant did my taxes wrong and now I can't qualify. This is one is kind of complicated. And we're going to talk about this in a little more detail. But we hear these every single day, and every single day we help people get past them. So, what actually happens after your bank says no? Step one, don't panic. Seriously, a bank no is one data point, it is not the final answer. So, step two, talk to a mortgage broker who actually specializes in self employed lending. So, somebody like us or somebody we've trained. Not all brokers are built the same on this. Self employed files are more complex, and you want somebody who lives in this space. We have access to over 60 plus lenders and all different internal policies of what one lender won't touch and another lender has a whole program for. So, step three, understand that there's a difference between an A lender and a B lender, and that neither is shameful. Sometimes B lender gets you into a home now, and we refinance to an A lender in 2 years when your income picture is cleaner or fits in the box. But that's a strategy, it's not a failure. And let's talk about the accountant conversation a little bit. So here's the most important thing I can tell every self employed person: your accountant's job is to save you tax. My job is to help you qualify for a mortgage, the mortgage you want. These are very different things. And sometimes these goals can pull you in opposing directions. A really great accountant who is saving you a lot in taxes might be writing off so much income that you show on paper that you don't even make any money. That is not your accountant's fault. That is not your fault. It's just something we need to plan together around. The best outcomes happen when I'm talking to your accountant directly, especially before tax season. So when we can make decisions that work for both goals. Don't let anyone make you feel bad about paying less tax. Being self employed is genuinely one of the best positions to be in. We just need to plan ahead and appropriately if we want to qualify for a mortgage, buy a house, buy a rental property, and so on. So, the takeaway I want for you today is if the bank said no, I need you to really hear this. It means the bank said no, and that is all it means. There are options. There are lenders who understand your income. There are brokers who have seen your exact situation a dozen times before. Our advice is always free, and a conversation could save you years of waiting for a yes that was available all along. So if you are self employed and you've been told that you cannot get a mortgage, please reach out. We'll look at the whole picture with you and we'll tell you honestly what your options are. And if there's planning that we need to do before we can get you where you want to go, we'll map that out too. The path forward exists, but we need to find it together. So please, if you have any questions, if you're self employed, if you're an accountant that's heard this before, we would love to connect. 289 645 1568.